Okay, so this is you say number one for this unit. Remember, this assignment is considered to be optional. It should be done if you want to improve your mark. You can complete this assignment and hand it in to me by November 2nd. There is no extension. There's no there's no extension. There's no extra time. This is a practically optional assignment you can do for extra marks if you think you don't like where your mark is right now. It's going to create, it's called Augmented PowerPoint Presentation, Strict Bizarre. And create an augmented PowerPoint presentation, answering the following question. Is Blanche a victim? You have 5 to 6 quotes you can use in this augmented PowerPoint. We're assessing both reading and writing skills for this unit. And when I'm going to mark this unit, I'm looking for the following things. For knowledge and understanding, I'm looking for this. Knowledge of content. I know what the term victim means. Right? I know that I must argue that Blanche is either a victim or that she's responsible for what happened to her. Conversation. Okay, so this is, let's say you decide to do the assignment. You're going to meet with me for my outline, and we're going to have some conversations. I'm going to ask you questions about this specific point, which is the idea that Blanche is either a victim or she's responsible for what has happened to her. Thinking, use of planning skills. I know that my PowerPoint should use a concise point form information rather than long sentences and paragraphs. So this is a PowerPoint presentation. This is not an essay. I don't want an essay in PowerPoint form. I want you to have quick, concise information for your PowerPoint covering this subject. Next, I know that my slides should be visually appealing and use appropriate images, which means when you design your slides, they should look good and you should have the right images, right? If you're going to use images of Blanche and Stella, find images from a film or production and keep that imagery consistent. So don't get images from Streetcar Named Desire in 1951 and Streetcar Named Desire done in 1992. It'll look different and it'll be jarring. I know that I have to prove my thesis by using evidence from the play, minimum 4 quotes. So you gotta, if you think something is going on, you gotta be able to provide evidence for it. You gotta be able to support your evidence of whether or not she's a victim or not. It says 4 minimum quotes. So that should be enough to establish whether she's a victim or not, according to what happened. I can create a PowerPoint presentation using proper spelling and grammar, so that's very important. I know that when speaking, my voice should be clear and I should communicate in a way that's interesting and engaging. So this part is interesting. If you're doing a PowerPoint presentation, you're going to have to present it to the class. What you would do is you would create a video of yourself and you have an audio recording in the background explaining what's going on. That's the easiest way to do it if you decide to do this assignment, which is optional unless you want to improve your mark. And the last part is the writing process, right? You know I have to write complete and hand in the writing process, which is rough draft, outline, rough draft, final draft by a certain time for evaluation. Along with the title page, so you must have all these parts submitted to me. Specifically, we're focusing on the last stage, which is your final copy, which is good for evaluation. When possible, use this process and be done for your teacher when possible. So I want to see you working in class. I want to see stages of what you're developing, being done in class throughout the entire time. Okay, so I'm just going to switch shares to another one. Okay, now remember, this is a totally optional assignment if you choose to do so. But if you're choosing to do so, this is the best way to organize your PowerPoint. Right? So the goal is to prove that if Blanche is a victim or is she responsible for what happened to her. Use PowerPoint and all codes and conventions assigned to it, and use evidence from empirical research. which means you have to make your argument about whether she's a victim or not based upon what happens in the play and nothing else. So first step is read the play to completion. You should have finished the play by now. If not, make sure you do so. Step 2, gather evidence and research. So first thing is define the word victim, and it's a person who is harmed or injured by a person, outside agency, or force beyond their control. So that's the only exception, only definition of a victim I'm going to accept for this assignment. Is a person who is harmed or injured by another person, outside injury, or force beyond their control. That's what a victim is. Right? So I want you to, it says here, list her actions, which is one of the actions, uh, in night. So list her actions, what happened, list her actions in the play, right? So 4 or 5 actions you would have listed here. So when we go through here, these are some of the things that she did in the play. She was raped by Stanley, lost her control, lost her job as a teacher, run out of town Laurel, lost Belle Reeve, sent to institution, loses family, breaks with Mitch. For each action, you must determine if the action was caused by an outside force or agency, which is a victim, or by our own decisions, which is a non-victim. So you're going to have to determine what is what, right? If you look at all those points and you think, hey, um, it helps me think about it as a victim, then you're probably going to write an article about the fact that she is a victim. If you think she's not a victim, you probably write the other side. But this part has to be done in order to move forward. Okay? For each action, ask us the following: what happened? Who caused the problem? Did Blanche cause the creation of the problem or encourage it? And find evidence from the play that proves your point. Evidence should be detailed more than one sentence. After you do all this, you can create your thesis based on thesis based. Sorry. Where was I? Once this, after this is all done, you can create your thesis based on the evidence gathered. So that's what you do to gather the evidence for your play, right? So you answer. So you look at all the things he's done. You answer those questions, right? And depending upon what answers you get, you'll be able to determine whether or not you're saying your novel is, or the play, or she's a victim or not. When you look at the writing process, this is the structure of it. The first slide is the first is the outline structure. First slide is the title page. Second slide is the introduction, like a general statement. Reason for your supporting is the statements, and then you add in your statement. Slides 3 to 5, your first reason of why she is or is not a victim. You have state quote explain. You make a statement, provide evidence to back it up. You support why the statement supports why the quote supports the statement, right? And you do that for the second and third reason, right? And in the 12th slide, you do the conclusion. Proper presentations don't need to be long sentences or paragraphs. Use point from notes, visually appealing, and have good cards. Don't read off your PowerPoint. All right, so don't read off your PowerPoint, do all that stuff, but make sure that in your PowerPoint presentation, you have 3 reasons why you either think that she is a victim or you think she's not a victim. You can't say she's a bit of both, it's one or the other. Okay? Are there any questions about this assignment? Okay? I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop this. Any questions? Nothing?